Before you ask me a question, I'm going to ask you a question.
Sure.
What committees are you on? And Charlie, what are your priorities?
Sure. I am on public safety and transportation. I am on zoning and planning, and I am also on post-audit and oversight, which I'm excited about. I was named vice chairman of that, and the thing that's exciting about that is not anything regarding the title. It's the ability to take a committee, I believe, that has not done as much as it could do as far as following up, working with the chairman of that committee, who's Greer Swiston, and one of the things I'd like to accomplish is when the board takes an action, my understanding is that in many or possibly most cases, 6 months or a year after that action has been taken, there is relatively little follow-up on those things. And so that's something I feel really good, if nothing else, about being able to ask some questions, follow up, see how things have gone, if the money or if the action was in fact done the way that the board expected it to be done. And in most cases, I'm assuming that it will have been done correctly, but maybe there's a few where things kind of went awry. It is possible that something related to Newton North could fall into that category, but looking to the future, it would be nice to have fewer of those types of situations. So that's the things, that's some of the stuff I'm excited about. Dick, so from Ward 6 as well, give me an idea what some of the needs are in Ward 6. You mentioned Newton Center, and I think that's very important to everybody.
Yeah, Newton Center, I think, is a big need, and Crystal Lake is a need. People around Crystal Lake are concerned about what's going to happen with that, development-wise, environmentally. The dog park is still hanging out there, and hopefully will be dealt with properly, and so we don't have to concentrate so much on it. So I think those are the three big issues right now.
People are very passionate about the dog parks.
Well, passionate is a gentle, kind word. I think some of the problem is that you've got some people who are just dug in, canine-wise maybe, to their positions, and it really is I think unfortunate. When I was campaigning, I walked the ward, and I met a lot of people down there, and I think probably 85 to 90% of them really had no problem with the dog park, and it was a very few number of people that did, including filing a lawsuit to try to stop it. And I think it's unfortunate. I mean, that's what happens here, and that's what's really, I think, in some ways has frozen Newton Center development, because there are a lot of people that want something changed drastically. Other people want a little bit of change, but not a lot, and then another third group doesn't want any change. So as a result, nothing gets done. And I think that's, on one hand, it's a good thing in Newton to have all these disagreements. I think to get them out there and talk about them, but it shouldn't freeze you from going forward. And I think the whole city really has been somewhat, as I see it, on kind of reacting to the high school business for so long. And that dragged on for so many years, and it just, I think, put everything else in the back burner, and it was not, I don't think, done correctly by not only the mayor's office, but I have to say the Board of Aldermen, I think didn't do the right job in really standing up to the situation and saying, this is out of control. They had an opportunity actually to really stop it when the mayor came back and requested another $50 million for the bond that he needed. And
well, that actually goes towards what we do in the future as well. I think probably everybody is, I know in my mind I've rehashed the Newton North thing a number of times, and I think everybody else has probably met with people that feel pretty passionately about maybe a different process, if nothing else. I mean, the thing's going to be gorgeous, as it should be, for that price tag, but at the same time, going forward, is there something that we can all do individually, docketing various types of items that may come into play? Is there anything in particular, we only have a couple minutes left, believe it or not, it goes very fast, but is there anything in particular that you'd like to docket, that you'd like to see specifically happen for this year or be discussed in particular, or is it a little too early for that? Deb?
Well, I don't think it's too early.
Okay.
It might be too early to docket the item, but I'm very interested to see that we have some serious discussions about better long-term planning on capital facilities, on public facilities, that our capital needs plan becomes much more than just a wish list, that we do a careful and comprehensive assessment of all of our physical assets and use that to create a public facilities management plan.
Okay. John?
One of the things I think we should push for, and the Warren administration has been made a priority, is neighborhood area councils. I've been on Newtown's area council for 6 years now, and I'm trying to speak with the Woburn Improvement Society and Upper Falls community as well to have more with area councils where the community members have an impact on the city government.
Okay. Ruth Ann?
The Board of Aldermen, working with the Mayor's office a number of years ago, came up with financial management guidelines. I think that we're going to need this year to create compensation guidelines as well. What level of pay do we want to be at? What rate of growth can we both afford, and do we need to have to be able to attract people and retain skilled workers here? So I think a compensation guidelines should be on our agenda.
This is the second or third time you've mentioned that in one way or another.
Right.
I have to believe that this is your fundamental issue, and your fundamental way that the finances can be changed is looking at that specific topic.
It's absolutely important, keeping in mind that we're in the midst of renegotiating all of our union agreements right now.
Yes.
So we're almost behind the curve. I wish this had been done a year ago so it could affect these negotiations, but at least in the future it will.
All right. And Dick, do you have something?
Well, the only thing I want to close is that I think there's a tremendous amount of people in Newton who have a lot to bring to the city government, and for one reason or another, they have not come to city government. They haven't been involved as much as they should be, and I think it'd be great for all of us as new aldermen to keep in contact with people in our wards and try to get them involved in various ways that they can help the city, because I think there's a lot of people out there that can really help the city, and we need to get them on board.
All right, so folks can go to the Alderman website. They can get its first initial, last name at newtonma.gov. If you want to email somebody, it's very simple, first initial, last name at newtonma.gov. And long discussions about email. So well, everybody tries to get back to everybody by email or by telephone. There's a freshened up Newton Alderman website as well. You can take a look at that. I just want to say thank you to John Rice. Actually, let me start that again. I want to say thank you to Alderman John Rice, to Alderman Deb Crossley, to Alderman Ruth Ann Fuller, to Alderman Dick Blazer. Thank you all very much for coming in. And this program will be repeated throughout the month on New TV for days and times. Please visit newsmakers.org. The program in its entirety will also be available online 24/7, believe it or not, at newtonnewsmakers.org. Finally, it's the beginning of the new year, and I'd just like to take about a minute and a half to thank some people that are very important to us. A huge thank you to our crew. Without them, the program literally would not happen. That's Bob Palmer, Mark Martirosian, Richard Berman, our director, Jen Kaplan, my son, David Shapiro, who shows up when he's home from college, and my wife, Debbie Shapiro, without whom nothing ever gets done in this world at all, and the entire New TV staff for their assistance. Special thanks also goes to Tony Nuzzo and First Commons Bank for their help and support in covering the production and promotion expenses of the program. They're new in the community. They've really dived right in, being supportive of the Chamber and many community events as well they're sponsoring around town. So we much appreciate the folks at First Commons Bank helping out with everything around the city. Also to Four Corners Pizza for providing some great food for our crew and guests. If you have a business that is community-minded, you'd like to support the program and gain greater exposure for your business, just give us a call or visit newtonnewsmakers.org for more information on that. And lastly, all Board of Aldermen meetings are live on New TV's government channel, so tune in for yourself and decide if we're actually doing what you elected us to do, so you can watch us all the time. And we'll see you next month for another edition of Newton Newsmakers.
Newton Newsmakers is made possible through the generous support of First Commons Bank, Beacon Street in Newton Center, representing the future of banking with an inviting environment, the latest banking technologies, and a personal touch to make banking convenient, simple, and sensible. Also at firstcommonsbank.com.